Hello and welcome back to the Estate Agent Consultancy podcast. My name is Chris Webb. I'm here to help you have a better estate agency business. So today's podcast is about a really super important topic, and it's a conversation I have with my clients all the time, more than I should have to be having on a daily basis. And it is about avoiding burnout within your business. So to give you some real life examples of this, even within the last week or so, I've had multiple conversations with clients, one of which who came forward and said, look, Chris, I'm being honest with you, mate. Every night I'm drinking half a bottle of Jack Daniels to help me fall asleep at night. And I said to that person, that is not sustainable for your future in any way, shape, or form. Something is going wrong in your life if that's what's happening at the moment. So you are, no doubt, a big cog within your business. And if you stop spinning, suddenly, as if by magic, the business stops spinning as well. So your health is number one within your business. If I open Chris Webb Estate Agents tomorrow and the day after I got hit by a bus, it wouldn't be a very productive or fruitful estate agency business because I'm underneath a bus. So you are a massive cog within your business at any one time. I'm willing to bet. So therefore, looking after yourself and your personal health should be top priority. Now, I'm going to be real with you here. I understand running your own business can grey the lines between work and non-work. I've been there, trust me. I've been in an employed role where literally my phone used to go on airplane mode at 5:01. I used to head off down the gym. But I've also had a role like I've got now, where obviously I run and own the business, where I'll like drift in and work now and again. I'm like, okay, first thing in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, I'll send a text message at 8 o'clock in the morning, no problem at all. So I appreciate there are areas of business where there's going to be a little bit of a grey line and sort of drift in these areas because it's quite hard to go, right, 9 o'clock I start work today or 5 o'clock I finish work today when you are self-employed. There's stuff going on, there's fires going on. I get it. So there is no doubt exceptions to this rule, but where possible, try and kind of stick to what we're going to talk about in this podcast as much as we possibly can do. So let's start with some stats, shall we? Everyone loves stats and figures. So let's talk about burnout. So in 2023, Indeed, the recruitment people, said 52% of people felt burnt out in their job. And guess what? If you're self-employed or work from home, that number rose to 67%. I'm self-employed and I work from home, so I'm absolutely screwed. So that was 67% of people felt burnt out in their role currently. And actually, productivity for you as an individual drops down massively above 50 hours per week. So actually, we get to 55, it just drops off the chart completely. So much so that someone working 70 hours a week in a study gets the same amount of work done as someone working 55 hours per week. So actually, you're wasting 15 hours working in inverted commas that you don't need to be at work because you're being no more productive. So someone working 55 hours per week is doing the same amount of work as someone who's working 70 hours a week. I mean, it may sound great. Oh yeah, I'm working 70 hours a week. I'm working so hard, but I'm sorry, I'd rather be the person working 55 hours per week, spending time with my family and getting as much work done as that other person as well. So let's talk about how important recovery is in your business and recovery for yourself as well. So if you take a 10 minutes of sort of, let's call it sort of mental recovery. So you go for a walk, have a coffee, listen to a podcast potentially. This can improve your focus by 50% for the next task you do. So basically sharpens you up to go, actually, I'm back in the room. So someone said to me a while ago, they said to me, if you're always at 100% and you're never at 0%, you're never truly back at 100% again. So if you're always on and you're always firing on all cylinders and you never turn that off, you're never at 100%. So therefore, you need to make sure you have time to kind of switch off, chill, take a breath, and then you can be at 100% again. You can't be 100% all the time. It's just not a thing. You'll have a mental breakdown, jump out the window, and that is not a good place to be for anybody. So taking regular breaks in your business that led to 13% more accurate decision making with regard to your business and your life as well. So you're making better choices by taking regular breaks within your business. Now, we've had a guest on the podcast recently who was one of the top 5 sleep experts in America. So let's talk about the importance of sleep in your business as well, because we all need sleep. I love sleep. It's a good place to be. So lack of sleep and being tired leads to 40% slower thinking. I know when I'm tired, I definitely feel a lot thicker. So that is not a good place to be. You also have an 11% drop in productivity and your risk of burnout increases by 23%. So basically, being tired is not a good place to be for your business. And finally, this is probably going to be really relevant to lots of people listening into the podcast today. 60% of self-employed workers reported feeling lonely or isolated. So I'm very aware that in my role, I am 90% estate agency coach and 10% counselor. I have phone calls all the time that are not really based around estate agency. It's just someone wants someone to talk to and sort of vent some ideas about. And is this good? Is this bad? This has happened, high fives or not high fives sort of thing, because it can be a lonely world in estate agency. So 60% of self-employed workers felt lonely or isolated at any time. So what does this all mean? This all means that you are the priority in your business. Your health should be absolutely number one within your business. Because as we said, if you drop dead tomorrow, there is no business. You might be doing this to provide for your families and give yourself a better life, etc. There will be no life if you don't look after yourself. So this is why it needs to be an absolute top priority for yourself day in, day out. So taking time to go, this is my work time and this is not my work time. So I will say to my clients all the time, my phone goes on airplane mode at 5 o'clock. And it does. At 5 o'clock, my phone will go on airplane mode and it will literally not go off airplane mode until the next morning at about 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, do I think anything dramatic is going to happen between 5 o'clock in the evening and 8 o'clock in the morning? Well, hasn't happened yet over the last 2 years or so. No one house has like burnt down or there's been any crisis or anything like that at all that can't be dealt with the next day. So have some switch off time in your business, have a cutoff point. It might be 6 o'clock, it might be 7 o'clock, it might be just after you have dinner, whatever it may be, but have some time where you go, this is no longer work time. I know how it is. It's easy just to go, I'm just going to reply to this text. I'm just going to send this email quickly. I just need to make this property live. And then before you know it, you're working till 10 o'clock at night, not being productive, but you are working all at the same time. So you need to make sure you have that time for yourself and your business. And what you need to do is make sure your clients are aware of where these limits are. Now, I know lots of people go forward and say, oh, I'm 24/7 and you can get hold of me anytime. That's good in some way, but bad in others way. As in, it's good for your clients, but it's bad for you. You should absolutely have cutoff times within your business, and your clients will actually respect you more for having that. The slippery slope you have is that as soon as you start working later on, people will learn they can message you later on the evening and they'll know that that is actually seen as a green light. So when I've worked in previous jobs before, people have phoned me and they've gone, Chris, what's the answer to this? I've known the answer and I've on purpose not told them because I know that they ask me a marketing question and I'm not the marketing department, for example. I'll be like, yeah, speak to the guys in marketing. They'll be answering that question for you because I know as soon as I answer that question once, anytime they have any kind of marketing question in the future, they'll come to me. And that's not my job. So as soon as you reply back to a message at 8 o'clock at night to one of your vendors, they're like, green light, thank you very much. I can text Gemma at 12 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night, and she'll message me back. Whereas actually, if they learn that your phone goes onto airplane mode at 7 o'clock in the evening, 6 o'clock in the evening, whatever it may be, and you'll come back to them the next day, very quickly they're like, oh, well, I'll just wait until tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock and I'll message them because they're not going to come back to me anyway. But as soon as you let that go with one person, they'll know they can do that with you. So, little hack that I always do for this because I'm very aware that sometimes there's just a lot to do, and you think, oh my God, I've just got so much to do. I just need some time. I just need like an hour or two where I can just stick my head down, get those properties on the market, get that email written, whatever it may be, and I just need some time away from it. Scheduling is your best friend if you need to do that. So, for example, I regularly do emails, might do a quick Saturday morning when I've got 10 minutes while Bronte's getting ready. I'll be like, write some emails, schedule all for Monday morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. So everybody from me, anyone who messaged me beforehand that's moderately urgent, they'll all get an email first thing on Monday morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. So therefore, I've not kind of given the game away effectively that I've been able to do a little bit of work on a Saturday morning, for example, because I've scheduled it all for the future. I've not given the game away they can email me on a Saturday, for example, or a Sunday that I'll come back to them when really that is the reality of the situation. So what we're looking for is having clear, defined lines in your business about when to start, when to finish. And yes, there's going to be some shades of grey sometimes because I know that is all part of the job and that's kind of part of having your own business, but minimize those as much as you possibly can. Honestly, the most important thing you can do in your business is look after yourself and make sure you are a productive, happy person because not only will your business do better, but you enjoy the business more at the same time. Otherwise, you'll just learn to hate the business and therefore you might as well just go be employed in that situation and just get a salary and a pension and whatever else it may be and just hate working for someone else instead. So look after yourself is the most important message I can get across to you. Hope you've enjoyed today's podcast and I'll catch you on the next one, but put your phone in airplane mode, make some time for yourself and we'll catch up soon.